Hey guys, Chris here. So right behind me we have an Audi E-Tron 55 Sportback Edition One, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a detailed tour of the exterior and the interior. So starting off with the exterior, this, as I said in the intro, is the Edition One, a special edition limited run Audi E-Tron, and if I'm not mistaken, I think production is finished, so you can't actually get this car. But what you can get is the S-Line exterior package that this car is equipped with. So this car has a much more aggressive front end than the normal Sportback. So you can see we have bigger air intakes or air skirts which route wind across the front wheels to help with aerodynamics. The normal E-Tron has these, but they are smaller. This gives it a more sporty look, and you also have an air intake down here, but it is closed off. But I think it can open down there and let air through. But this is more aggressive looking than the normal Sportback, hence the S-Line making it a bit more sporty. This car also has some chrome or silver accents rather on the lower part of the bumper. You also have the surrounding of this air duct and also around the grille. You can get this E-Tron with a black optics package which would black out all of this. You also have the S-Line badging indicating that this is the S-Line, and then you have the Matrix LED headlights that this car is equipped with. This being the Edition One, this has a very special and unique color called Plasma Blue, and as you can see here, it's very dark. It's almost a green grayish. When it's a little more dark or light outside, it will look much lighter, but I really do like the look of it. It also has this blacked out fenders and also blacked out lower portions on the doors. This has these unique multi-spoke 21-inch wheels that I haven't seen on any other E-Tron, and not even a Sportback or a Sportback Edition One. This is equipped with Nokian Hakkapeliitta R3 tires in 265 45 21 rubber, so 21-inch winter wheels. Moving over to the side, this car has more silver details around the windows, and you also have the roof rack there, which is also silver. On the driver's side, you have a charging port here, which you can open up by pressing the button. You have the HPC charger on this side, the CCS charger, which will give up to 150 kilowatts of charging. And guys, I have multiple videos on the E-Tron, so check the links in the description down below. I have a range challenge, I have a review, and I have a few more fun videos on this E-Tron Sportback. You have more silver details down there on the door, and I think it's cool that you have different layers of color. Might not age very well in like 5 or 10 years, but at least now it looks cool and a bit different. And then you have the Sportback part of the E-Tron, which is the fastback, or the sexy back as I call it, because I think this car is sexy. It looks much better than the normal E-Tron in my opinion. You have the same wheel set up on the rear wheels. You don't have a staggered setup on this car. Audi usually don't do staggered setups. And then you have the rear end with that sloping roof line, and then you also have the light bar across the whole width of the car. This being the S-Line, you also have this lower part. It might be called, or it's probably a diffuser, but if it does diffuse, I'm not sure, but it looks very cool and very aggressive. You also have more of that silver paint stuff here, which I also think looks cool. Nice contrast to this dark color. This is the Sportback, or the E-Tron 55, hence the badging there, and Quattro also being an all-wheel drive electric vehicle. And then on the passenger side, this is an optional extra, but you also have a charging port here for slower charging. That's what that looks like. And then let's take a step inside and take a look at the interior. But before we go into the interior, you can see that this car doesn't have a normal mirror. It actually has a camera. These are called virtual mirrors. And yeah, that's what that looks like on the driver's side. I'm not a huge fan. I've talked about this in several of my past videos on this specific e-tron, so check the link in the description down below for more detailed talk on that. This car is also equipped with the keyless go and keyless entry, so put my finger there and then you can see the car will flash the blinkers indicating that it is locked. Put my hand behind the handle to lock the car. You can also do this on the rear door, and then you can also open it up via putting your hand behind the rear door. This has an electronic handle, so of course this part is mechanical, but there is no mechanical lever that you're pulling. It's all done via an electric motor that sits there in the door. So it works fine enough, but you don't get that locking sound because there aren't physical moving parts here. And also, if you're a bit too quick, you might, if you can't see it very clearly, but you do feel it that I'm just a bit too quick sometimes, meaning that I'm pulling the door before the door is actually released. Doesn't feel, it's not the best feeling in the world. So moving over to the interior, this is the driver's side door. You have soft touch plastics up top. You also have that screen for the virtual mirrors. As I said, you have the door release here, which is of really high quality aluminum. And then you have this beautiful Alcantara insert here on the door. You also have this aluminum strip here with some ambient lighting there. It looks very nice. And you also have this beautiful leather. And as I said, guys, this is the Edition One. So this has a very special and unique to the Edition One interior color called Monaco Blue. And it feels super special with this contrast white stitching. This has the comfort seats, but more about that later. So you have this beautiful Monaco Blue in Valcona leather quality on the armrest here on the door, contrast stitching. This also has the optics package, giving us these anodized aluminum window buttons, and you also have memory settings for your seat down there, and you also have an operation for your electric trunk. And this also has the Bang & Olufsen premium sound system, so you have the mid-range there, and then you have the low-end speaker there, or the bass speaker, and then you have more soft touch plastics here. Inside here you do have scratchy hard touch plastics, a bit disappointing, but the rest of the door is of really high quality. This being the S-Line, you also have this kick plate here, which is illuminated. Oh, and you probably can't see it now, but this car also has projected light underneath the doors. Let's see. Yeah, it's not just too dark outside, but this does illuminate at night, which is very cool. And it says Edition One with a lightning bolt. Here we have the sport seats, no, the comfort seats. They are electrically adjustable, so you can adjust the seat back. You can also adjust the cushion. You also have a massaging function here. You can also adjust the length of the cushion inwards and outwards. You can also move the side bolsters inwards and outwards, and also the side bolsters on the seat cushion inwards and outwards. You also have an adjustable headrest where the headrest slides forwards and backwards, so you have just about infinite adjustability. This also has, as I said, has massaging function, and they are also ventilated. So yeah, just about every function in this seat. And as you can see, you have more of that Valcona leather on the center side of the center console. Very nice. It just elevates the luxurious feeling of this interior. So let's go ahead and step inside. And I'm going to move the seat backwards so we can get as far back as possible. Here you have the steering wheel, a 4-spoke steering wheel, which is very welcome. I'm a huge fan of this steering wheel because I can just rest my hand here while going on a motorway. So you have buttons here for your phone. You also have for your audio controls. You also have your voice commands, and then you also have your volume there. On this side, you do control the virtual cockpit. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the ignition so you just can have a quick glance at what that looks like. You can adjust the screen settings here, so what type of screen you want to show, and then also you can, by pressing the view button, you can also change the size of the gauge clusters, and also you can scroll in and out on the maps there. So you have your adaptive cruise control on a stock down there in typical Audi fashion, but it does work very nicely, I must say. This leather here on the door and also down here in the center console is part of the extended leather package, which also gives you this beautiful Valcona leather here on top of the dashboard. You also have E-Tron badging there, and this also has the ambient lighting package, which gives you lighting strips there. You have a lighting strip here, and then you also have some light underneath on the doors and down here in the center console also. I have a whole separate video on the MMI infotainment system, so again, link in the description down below. I'm going to link all the videos I have on this and what is relevant, but it's a very nice system. You have your HVAC controls there via the screen, and down here you also have a part of that glass optics package. You have these anodized aluminum buttons. These would usually just be black plastics, and then you have your shifter down here, which is unique. So this contraption here is just for resting your arm or resting your hand. This doesn't really move. The part that moves is this part here. So press it forwards to go into reverse, backwards to go into drive, and then you also have your park there on the outside is the button, and you also have electronic parking brake. And yeah, I forgot to tell you, you have your volume knob there on the right side. A nice place to have it. You have your center console here, and as I said, I've made videos about, I'm not the hugest fan of this center console because it's just a big hole, but you do have cup holders down here. You have a 12-volt power outlet, and this car also has the Audi phone box, so you have a wireless charging pad there. Here you have an armrest that is adjustable both height-wise and length-wise, and then you have more storage underneath the armrest. This car also is equipped with the panoramic sunroof, which looks like that. Not the biggest sunroof. I'm a bit disappointed, but well, if you want a panoramic sunroof, this car has a panoramic sunroof option. So let's go ahead and check out the back seat. You have the same soft touch plastics up top. You have the same beautiful Alcantara insert, and you also have that same beautiful strip of aluminum. And yeah, basically the same materials as you have on the front door, except for this portion here, which is hard, scratchy plastics that just don't fit in with the rest of this interior. It's a bit strange. I've talked about it in previous videos, but yeah, it is a bit strange. The rest being of such high quality. Yeah, I have a box there from work. I do apologize, but you do have the beautiful rear seats, which are in the same high quality leather as the front seats. And then you have the panoramic sunroof. As you can see, it doesn't go all the way back. That is a bit weird, but I'm gonna go in on the other side just to show you guys the how much room you have. So this seat is adjusted a bit back. I have plenty of leg room, but I'm not the tallest person at about 5'7", but the floor is basically flat, so you do have a lot of room for your feet here. You could really get comfortable on a long trip, and also the materials on the back side of the seat is really high quality. You also have this beautiful net. This car is equipped with the 4-zone climate package, giving you HVAC controls behind here, also with your heat seaters. And you also all the way down there have a 12-volt power outlet, and you also have 2 USB ports. Lastly, in the rear seat, you have this armrest, which is covered in this same beautiful Valcona leather. I'm just a huge fan of this leather and this interior color. I think it just looks and feels very special. You have an armrest here, which is carpeted actually. That's really nice. And then you have some cup holders there, which are also very nice and very practical. Yeah, this leather is so beautiful, and more of that ambient lighting right there. So let's go ahead and check out the trunk, because this is the biggest difference between the Sportback and the normal E-Tron. So for reference, I have a carry-on there, a Samsonite 45-liter carry-on, and also my camera bag. So you can see this trunk is huge at 615 liters, but you also have more underfloor storage here. So I could actually probably almost fit that carry-on down here, and at least my camera bag. So that is very, very practical. And yeah, you also have the subwoofer for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. This is electrically operated, and you also, since this has the keyless go, keyless entry package, you can lock the car from the trunk. And lastly, guys, I'm going to show you the frunk. You have to open it up here like a normal hood, which is a bit strange. I don't know why they don't just do a normal release like a trunk, since it is a frunk. But that's what that looks like. And then you have about 60 liters here, which isn't big at all, but that does room your, or I don't know if it's 60 liters. Sorry guys, I might have that number wrong. But you have your room for all your charging cables, which is very practical since you have your charging port here on the front fender. So there you go guys, that was my exterior and interior tour of this, the Audi E-Tron 55 Sportback Edition One. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always guys, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.